So one of the best things about the Kentucky Derby is huge prices, huge field, huge opportunity for scores. It's happened so many times that the super screener has zeroed in on some of those long shot bombs that have hit the trifecta, the exact, or even the win spot. Who can forget Animal Kingdom, Commanding Curve at 40-1, running second to California Chrome, Golden Soul at 40-1, running second to Orb. So many long shots. What's the key to the super screener finding long shots and isolating those to key in on Derby Day?
Well, it's actually pretty straightforward when you think about it. In any Kentucky Derby race, you've got maybe half the field will go off at 20-1 or more. Every year we get these 20-horse fields. So when we're looking for this, pace is so critical in terms of, hey, are we lopsided? There are just a lot of front runners and wire-to-wire types in the race. That can usually set up for one of those Commanding Curves or Golden Souls to really jump up at those gargantuan odds and key these huge payoffs. So pace is very critical. But not every closer, obviously, creates those kinds of results that we've captured. So what we're looking for is in that running style, what was their pace number? What was their early in the race, the middle part of the race, and the late part of the race? The more gradual that distribution is, all the better. So that's the key, again, behind that, isolating that long shot, a key screener criteria.
Yeah, and that's so important when you're trying to get down to a trifecta and you've got to pick 3 horses out of 20. Being able to throw out all those long shots that don't have a chance really helps you zero in on the ones that do, and getting that ticket together that can produce that big score, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And how does the super screener use those long shots to put together winning wagers? How are those wagers structured?
When you look back over the history in terms of 20-1 shots winning the Kentucky Derby, it's not as many as you would like to have hoped would have happened. So the idea here is that they finish far more often in 4th and 3rd, and occasionally, based on the pace setup and the vulnerability of some of those favorites that might be front runners, they can pop in there, as we've seen more recently, in 2nd place. So the idea is you find that long shot, and in many of your tickets, just isolate them in those 3 different spots. Maybe you have more tickets where they're the only horse sitting in 4th place in a superfecta. Or you look at a trifecta, do the same thing. They're in 3rd place. They're the only horse. And that way you can spread a lot more in the win side of the equation as well as 2nd place and still have a pretty inexpensive ticket. And then even an exacta, you take your 4 horses that you really think are the best to win, put that big long shot in 2nd place, $10 exact, that's $40. You could, again, score of a lifetime, even at $40 into the race.
Absolutely. That's what you want to do to produce those big scores. Nobody, it's no fun to have all the numbers and all the horses in the wrong order and you just miss. So you've got to get it down to the right numbers. So, all right. So don't want to give away too much. Super Screener is out at superscreener.com. But are there any long shots this year that the screener is, already zeroing in on as a possibility of being the key 1 or 2 long shots?
As I mentioned earlier, there's probably going to be 10 horses in here, maybe 11. It's a little borderline right now, but 10 horses that go off at 20-1. So what we do at this point, before we're getting closer to the Derby, look for those 3 horses that have the best chance. Workouts, trainer reports, etc. will help us calibrate a bit. But I won't give the top 2 away, but the 3rd one that's kind of sitting right there in the line is Battle of Midway. Interesting, too. It's a presser horse in a field where we're going to have a lot of speed, a lot of horses that run up front. But as you'll see in the super screener, he's got some very sneaky good pace numbers that most fans wouldn't see if they're, again, just looking at the racing form or other more typical products. So the super screener really dug deep, and this one is sitting as a potential nice little gem to finish on the top 4 at gargantuan odds.
Oh, that would be sweet. So, all right, well, there you go, fans. Battle Midway, good long shot. Couple others that will be unveiled as we get closer to Derby. Go to superscreener.com. Get your copy of the Kentucky Derby Super Screener so you can be prepared to hit that score of a lifetime. And it's the time of year. We can't wait.